There is a man called Ragreynolds. He has one hell of a mind. He uses it for all of us to save.
My name is ragreynolds and welcome to my final Australia video. 31 videos later. This is the 32nd video about Australia, and this will be my last. And in this video I will be giving you the ultimate proof that undoubtedly proves Australia is not a real place. So sit back, relax, light up a good old cigar and enjoy, because this video will blow your mind. But first I must respond to a certain content cop video that was made about me, and no, it wasn't from iDubbbz, sadly, it was from Nexomite, or as I like to call him, Nexobright, because he is oh so smart. He's so smart, isn't he? You're so smart, Nexobright, so smart.
I used to love the beach, now I hate the beach. I despise the beach. I have disdain for the beaches. Oh, it's the worst place in the world. Nowhere is worse than the beach. Sand is horrible.
I don't like sand.
What we do here is go back.
You know, if I was like blind, I could almost like mistake ragreynolds for Crocodile Dundee there. It's like watching an autistic pigeon learn to fly. Welcome to a one-off video of me making a content cup of where I talk about ragreynolds and how much of a potato brain he is. He is the worst. Hello and welcome to Is It Fake, the show where we discuss all things fake. I'm your host, Nathan, and today we're going to be discussing, is dirt real?
I have to stop you there, Nexobright. I've just played some clips from your video. And although your video is very much amusing, it's very entertaining, and I appreciate the time and effort that you put into that video, it is a good video. It is filled with lots of nonsense. It is filled with terrible points that make no sense and that no one cares about. The fact of the matter is, Nexobright, no one cares about you, okay? I like you. I like your channel, but in general, no one cares about you. But it's okay, because in this video, once you're done watching this video, you will understand everything a little bit better. You will understand why your video was so terrible and why your previous videos were so terrible. So sit back and listen closely as good old Uncle Rag tells you just how it is. This train's about to part. Do not get left in the dark. We're going right back to the beginning. Back in 2016, I posted a video called Down with Australia. And in this video, I expressed some disdain for the Australian accent's way of life. I talked about the Great Emu War and a bunch of other things that made absolutely no sense to me. And I just complained about Australia for like 8 minutes or however long that video was. And the reason I made that video was because on my forums, forums.ragreynolds.net no longer exists, but I used to have forums. And we had a thread about the worst accents in the world. And I believed that the Australian accent was the second worst accent, beaten only by the South African accent. That's the only accent worse than an Australian accent. So eventually that developed. It developed into a thread, and that thread then became the video Down with Australia, and it all came from me not liking the Australian accent. Moving on to 2017, I took it a little bit further and I came out with a video, Australia Isn't Real, Here's Why. And in this I presented my theory as to why Australia didn't actually exist, and that explained why such a horrible accent could possibly exist. Now I don't know why I never got around to doing Is South Africa Real or Not, because that would have been a good video and perhaps I could have found an even better theory that made much more sense, but I decided to go with Australia, because there seemed to be a lot more Australians out there that would listen to me, or that I could help by helping them realize that they were in a place that wasn't actually real. I went on to make videos such as, I went to Australia, it isn't real, the People versus Australia debate with actual Australians, and of course my infamous Australia doesn't exist freakout video. And around August of 2018, my Australia videos started to gain some traction, racking up hundreds of thousands of views in total. This was thanks to larger creators such as iNabber, Memulus, DazBlack, and Isaac Butterfield doing responses to my Australia videos. This is when I decided to double down on the Australia videos, and I made almost 15 of them within the next half a year. Now when you compare that to the first 15 videos in the playlist, that took me over 2 years to make, so there was a huge increase in the amount I started to make. Now as far as the people who spoke about me, DazBlack made a fantastic video. He made probably the best video response to me. It was just reacting to it, and he was just hilarious. I found his video to be very amusing, and he was a nice enough guy. He made fun a little bit, but at the same time, he's just a guy who understands how to have a bit of a laugh. Memulus, he had a decent video. He was just telling a bunch of jokes. His video was quite amusing, and Memulus even encouraged people to subscribe, said he was now a subscriber of me. So Memulus, all good. iNabber, another one, he was all good. We had a bit of a back and forth, no ill wishes there really, and he even encouraged people again to subscribe to me. However, when it came to Isaac Butterfield made a video where he just ranted and insulted me and was just very mean and nasty the whole time. And perhaps this is because he was the only Australian out of the group that I just mentioned, and maybe that's why he took it more personally, and his audience is mainly made up of these Australians, and maybe they're just insanely nationalistic and patriotic and can't handle the fact that someone would say anything negative about Australia. But his fans were the ones who then came over and started sending me death threats and hate comments more so than anyone else. I received a lot of hate though, not just from Isaac Butterfield fans, but from everyone in general. Loads and loads of people left hate comments. I got Instagram direct messages with death threats, people challenging me to fight them, to fly to them, and all this other crap. I've said this a few times in previous videos, but my favourite comment or message that I always received was, how would you like it if I said Scotland wasn't a real place? And my response would be the same every single time. I would tell them I wouldn't care because I'm not a little bitch. And I still stand by those same words even come the end of this video. Now I promised you evidence. So evidence you shall have. The truth about Australia. That video was a literal truth. I posted that video, The Truth About Australia, in July 2018, just before all the Australia videos started blowing up. The only person who had responded to me at that point was Laserbeam. And now Laserbeam I don't consider to be in the same league as the rest of them, even though he has a couple of million subscribers, because Laserbeam never actually mentioned me by name. He just showed some clips from my videos and spoke about them and called me mentally ill or something like that. I don't quite remember. But I never really got that much attention specifically from him and his fan base because he never actually said my name. Which I was quite hurt about. I was annoyed that he didn't even give me the shout out after using me as content. Terrible man. But I suppose that's okay because most of his fans were like 12-year-olds and race car beds anyway, so not a big deal. Now in this video, The Truth About Australia, I promise you, I did not say a single thing that was not true. I would like to come clean now. I want to make it very clear. Hand on my chest, I swear that this video, The Truth About Australia, was the only video in the playlist of 31 Australia videos that was not a joke. I tried to tell you all back then, but you wouldn't listen. You people should know to trust me. I'm a truth talker, and I talk truth. I had made a few shitpost joke videos in the past about Australia before I made that video, The Truth About Australia, and nothing was ever so serious. It was all for the meme. I then came out with The Truth About Australia to try and let you all in on the gag, but you didn't listen. So many of you just paused as soon as the video started and started commenting a lot of crap. So many of you didn't actually listen to what I was saying in that video. So let's correct that, and let's all take a listen together right now.
Do you want to know the truth? Of course you want to know the truth. I get comments every single day. People claiming to be Australian, claiming to live there. Even people who don't claim to live there, just other people from all over the world. Telling me that I'm stupid. Telling me
I'm insane, telling me I'm a horrible person, insulting me, sending me threats. As a truth talker, I promise you everything I say in this video is 100% the truth. Everyone who comments on my Australia videos, who claims to be Australian, every single one of them is stupid. Every single one of them is a dum-dum. And that's the truth. They are dum-dums. Most of them are 8 years old, or 4 years old, or 12 years old. I don't care. They're all children. Most of them are children. And every single one of them is an idiot. The fact that they can't understand what I'm saying, the fact they don't get it, it just amplifies my points. In each of my Australia videos, I made more and more extreme points, more serious points, and gave more and more evidence. Yet I just got more and more reactions from these idiots. And that proves to me that they're idiots, because as my evidence went up, as my enthusiasm went up, as did their inability to get it, as did their IQs drop. They are dummies, all of them. And that's the truth. I stand by everything that I said there. The people who comment on my Australia videos are stupid. They are dummies. They do not get it. Most of them are children. In this video, I never once said that Australia was not a real place. I never spoke about Australians in general. I specifically spoke about the Australians who comment on my Australia videos. And as far as that was concerned, I was 100% honest and correct in every single thing I said about it. So who's stupid now? I once told myself and friends that I would never reveal to everyone just how stupid they were being by getting so upset at some random guy on the internet. But recently, I've had a change of heart. I feel the need to brag about how much better I am than all of these dum-dums, how much smarter I am and how stupid they are, because I am a mastermind and you are dummies. It's funny because literally all of my Australia videos are listed under the comedy category on YouTube, and some of them are even listed in my comedy playlist on my channel. Plus, my channel is a comedy channel primarily. Most of my videos are comedy, so the fact that people actually took everything so serious just made it even funnier to me, even more amusing. I even wrote about all of this in my second book, Medium Rare. And that book starts off with a disclaimer specifically saying that most of what is contained in this book is satirical. I've had this conversation with people who come into my Discord reeing about how stupid I am, and I've made it clear that no sane person actually thinks Australia isn't real. My favourite part might just be that there are people out there with such big brains who I've spoken to in private and tried to tell them, tried to explain, don't get so worked up, I'm feeling a bit bad for you that you're taking this so serious. I'm not being serious, I'm joking. And their response hasn't been, oh, thanks for clearing that up, I was being a bit silly. Their response almost every time is that I am lying and trying to cover my tracks. That I somehow have decided to backtrack on everything I've said and pretend that I was joking so I don't look so stupid. These people are ridiculous, and these are perhaps the most stupid people out of every single person who watches my Australia videos. And I'm sure there will be some of these people who are commenting something similar on this video, saying that this is me just trying to backtrack, me just trying to say this to cover my own ass. But that's not the case whatsoever. These people, as I said, are fools. I have lots of family who live in Fantasyland, Australia. My channel, as I said, has always been primarily a comedy channel. My other videos prove that. It's not my fault if you're so sensitive and dumb and blinded by nationalistic pride that you can't differentiate between sarcasm and seriousness. So many people have actually tried to engage and have serious debates with me. I've had like 5 or 6 different debates with people because they took me so serious, and I pity these people. They're trying to pick apart my theories. They're trying to debate me on these little insignificant details. And I just make it all up as I'm going along. And these people are so baffled. They're like, oh, you're so stupid. I can't argue with you. It's like talking to a wall. Of course. Because I'm not being serious, you dummy. What does annoy me though is the people who try accrediting theories to me that I never even stood by. Like iNabber kept calling me a flat earther even though I made it clear over and over again that I do not believe the earth is flat. I made it clear I am not a flat earther. Yet a lot of people still call me a flat earther. There's also the fact that I never called Australians actors or paid actors, yet there was another girl named Shelley who wrote a Facebook post calling Australians paid actors, and people kept accrediting that theory to me. Mimula spoke about it, and so did Isaac Butterfield. I'm sure other people have as well in their videos. But I never believed in that, and I never said I believed in that. I specifically said I do not think that they are paid actors. In fact, I said they were drugged up and brainwashed. Yet people would argue with me and said, you said I'm an actor. I'm like, no I didn't. I never called you an actor. Please show me where I called you an actor and I will issue an apology. But they never could, because I never called them actors. And that annoyed me a little bit. I've had a lot of fun on this journey. And although most of you are gullible fools, I must also thank you all. I must thank you for the endless amounts of entertainment you have given me. And I'm sure that the hate will continue long after this video is posted, because most people who have watched my other videos will not watch this one. So they will never know the truth. But now you do. So bend the knee and thank me for blessing you. I believe that with my convincing antics, I have solidified my status as the Emperor of Thunder Cunts. But you know what really baffled me about all of this along the journey? It was that so many people were interested in buying Australia Doesn't Exist merchandise, whether that be t-shirts or hoodies or mugs or whatever else. Feel free to get your own Australia Isn't Real merchandise by going to my merch store in the description down below. I've sold a decent amount, and that has always surprised me. And that's it, guys. It's over. The final Australia video. The final gotcha. Oh, hold on, wait a minute, I forgot something. I forgot to explain Doug. Well, Doug isn't real. I was Doug all along. You're welcome, society.
Birds. Much like a Holocaust denier, or a fat person who is only fat due to genetics denier, I, Rag Reynolds, am an Australia denier.
When people go to Australia, they're actually landing in New Zealand and they are drugged. They imagine all of the experiences there. Australia does not exist. No, it's not. It's not real. They have spiders bigger than birds. My boomerang won't come back.
Boomerangs don't come back.
Australian flu. Really? Really? In what parallel universe is Australian a race? It's not, dummy. Australian Fortnite community, I declare war. All out war. I'm not forcing anyone to watch these videos. I'm not forcing you to listen to what I have to say. You chose to click onto my video. You chose to search for my name. It's not my fault if you don't have any self-control. Kyrotene. Kyrotene.
Oh, I take it very bloody personally.
If you truly did take it personally, then you are a dum-dum.
You are starting a war you don't want to start, little boy.
Mr. Margarine, listen a second.
No, you're actually either dumb or a troll.
Rag Reynolds. Rag Reynolds.
Rag Reynolds.
Rag Reynolds.
Rag Reynolds.
Rag Reynolds.
Rag Reynolds. Rag Reynolds.
Rag Reynolds.
Rag Reynolds.
Rag Reynolds. Rag Reynolds. Rag Reynolds. Rag Reynolds.
Guys, are those your real accents?
Yes, this is my real accent. It's mixed with a bit of Kiwi, but
Kiwi? Isn't that a fruit?
Let me explain something to you, laser card.
You're actually living in New Zealand. You're being drugged and brainwashed. Do they not teach you to communicate where you're from? Do you think it's fine to just, when someone's having a discussion or a debate and you ask them a question, instead of letting them answer, do you think you just go blah, 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 over the top of it?
Yes.
A geography class? Yeah, I'm great at geography. I know all about rocks and shit.
I've always thought that I live in this place called Australia.
No, you don't. I think you just got something wrong. I don't think you're understanding what I'm telling you.